All right, guys, let's get started. Um, Today, we're talking about habits that affect your health. And I'm sure you can think of several habits that affect your health in a good way or a negative way. Um, But I want you guys, I want to say good morning to you first. I want you to let me know if you are joining me and let me know how your day is going. Did you guys have off work yesterday? I worked, but my kids were home, and so it made it more challenging. But um, I didn't work as much as I normally do on a Monday, and I was able to spend some extra time with my kids. And it rained a little bit, so but in between that, we were able to like go play at the park, and they rode their bikes, and so it was nice to be able to spend that extra time with them. But let me know what you guys did yesterday, or if you were off work, or um, how your day is going today, or just say hi. Um, but anyways, guys, so we're talking about habits, right? We're talking about habits that affect your health. And I want to share a story with you about a time last summer, because I think when I share these kind of stories, it shows you that I am not perfect. I still mess up. I still um, have have issues and things that I have to work through. But I have the tools now where I can work through them, and I can uh, have an awareness of what's going on. I can spot things quicker than I used to. Um, and I have that awareness, and I have tools and strategies that I use now. And so that gets me back on track where I don't go down this, um, path, and I can't get out of it. So hopefully that all makes sense. But I want to tell you about this time last summer, when I started the habit of eating Lily's chocolate. So, Lily's chocolate is a like sugar-free chocolate, and I think they use stevia mostly in their chocolate. And that stevia is a sweetener that that I do very well with. Like, it doesn't upset my stomach, it doesn't cause me any issues. Um, you know, different things for different people. Some people do have an issue with it. I do not. So I was keeping that in the house for when I like wanted a piece of chocolate here and there, or um, I'll even give it to my kids. Like, if they say they want a piece of chocolate, I'll give them a square of Lily's chocolate, instead of like, the more sugary stuff or more processed stuff. And so I was keeping it in the house, and it was, I think June of last summer when I kind of became aware of this, when this all happened. I was going through some stressful things, personally, some stressful things in my life, in my family's life, that I was dealing with. And I noticed that, okay, well, I had a stressful day. Me and my husband were a little bit stressed about something that was going on. And, and I ate some of that chocolate. And then I noticed I did it another night, and then another night. And before I knew it, you guys, I had eaten a piece of Lily's chocolate, um, like almost every night for 3 weeks. And so once I realized that, like, oh my gosh, I've eaten this almost every day for 3 weeks, like after dinner. That's when I was like indulging in it. And I was justifying it. Sorry, I got a hair in my mouth. I was justifying it because it was a sugar-free chocolate with the stevia in it, and it didn't spike my blood sugar, because I've tested it a lot, and there's hardly any blood sugar spike when I eat Lily's chocolate. And so I was justifying it. I was like, "Oh, well, it doesn't spike my blood sugar, so I can do this." But, I finally realized that, hey, you've done this almost every day for 3 weeks. You're creating a new habit. You're creating a habit. And I had to ask myself, did I really want to keep this habit? Did I want to keep doing this? Or did I want to break it before it became permanent? And of course, I didn't want to keep it. I didn't want to keep relying on this Lily's chocolate to, deal with my stress. And um, so I had to come up with a plan to break this habit before it became an issue, like a big issue, a permanent habit. And what I basically replaced my habit with was, instead of going for the chocolate after eating dinner, I decided, and this was in the summer, so it was, dark, it was getting dark at like 8:30. So I decided to start before, as soon as we're done with dinner, before I clean up the kitchen, do the dishes or anything, get the kids ready for bed, I was going to go take the dog on a 10 or 15-minute walk, or, just around the block. And that's how I broke it, because I enjoy nature. I enjoy being out in it, getting fresh air, getting sun. And so that's what I decided to replace it with. And that I did this for a week or so and had no thoughts of the chocolate. I still had some in the house, and um, it was no issue. It was not an issue. Um, so I kept doing this like all summer long until it started getting dark earlier, like in the fall, I guess. And now I still take my dog for walks. It's just earlier before it gets dark. But anyway, that's how I broke my habit of eating chocolate. But the one thing that I had to find awareness around was why I was doing this habit. Why did I start this habit? Because, yes, you can replace your habit with something else, something more positive, something not food related, like you can replace it, like saying, instead of eating a snack after dinner, I'm gonna, um, go take a bubble bath, or I'm going to go sit on the porch, and enjoy the sunset, or just enjoy the fresh air, whatever it is you like to do. Some people like to color, they like to paint, or work puzzles. I know a lot of people who like to they have just an ongoing like puzzle that they work on, and it calms them down. It helps them relieve stress. It takes their mind off of, wanting to snack. So whatever it is for you, but I had to find awareness around why I was doing this. And I came to the conclusion that, like based on when I started doing it, and, all that, I just kind of had to think back and um, realize why I had started that habit in the first place. And it was because I was using it to cope with something stressful that was going on in my life at that moment. And so um once I realized that, I was like, okay, I'm just um stress eating again, instead of dealing with my stress in a healthier way. And so that's what I did. I realized that I was using this Lily's chocolate to deal with my stress, and I decided to deal with it in a different way, which was walking my dog around the block. And that took care of it. After about a week or so, I was not even thinking about it. It became a habit. And some things may take longer. This habit was not something that I had had for years and years. It was something I had just done in the last few weeks, and so I think it was a little easier to break. Um, so if you've had something uh, that a habit that you've had for years and years, then yeah, it may take longer than a week to break. But if you can start to recognize these habits like this, like I did, then you can, start realizing like what caused this, what caused me to start doing this, and then replace it with something more positive, something that you enjoy just as much that's not food related. So hopefully that makes sense, and hopefully that encourages you. You are not alone in your struggles. You are not alone. I still have these issues. But now I know what to do about them, and now I have the awareness, and um, I know the signs to look out for and everything. So that's why I wanted to tell you that story. I just want you to know that you are not alone if you struggle with breaking habits, breaking cravings, and things like that. Um, so the two reasons I wanted to tell you this story that happened to me last summer, I just want you to know that I'm not perfect. And that I do still, have these things come up because I was a sugar addict for years. And I know if I don't stay aware of these kind of things, they can creep back on me and I can be back where I was before. Um, and second, I want you to know that it's possible to break any habit. It's possible to break any habit that you've had, no matter how long you've had it. Because I overcame sugar cravings after 15 years of having them and trying to break them. I tried from the moment I realized I had an issue, I tried to break my sugar cravings, and nothing worked long term until I got to the root of my issue. So that is the most important thing, is getting to the root of why you started the habit in the first place. If you can figure that out, then you can overcome it if you want to overcome it. So, um now, because I know that when I get stressed out, I, my past me would emotionally eat. I would stress eat. So now that I'm aware of that, I I pick, I stay aware of that, and I pick other ways of dealing with stress. And one way to deal with your stress, because we all have stress, we can't get away from it. It's just the world we live in. One way to deal with your stress when you have that same tendency to stress eat and to emotionally eat, is to stay up on that stress, stay manage it, stay up on the management of your stress. So that could be taking walks in nature. That could be, doing some type of self care, like taking a long bubble bath, doing a facial. It could be meditation. It could be deep breathing, anything like that. Anything that calms you down and helps you relieve stress is, what you could replace your stress eating with. Hopefully that makes sense. So you have to find out what triggers you. You know, what triggers me is stress. So I know I have to manage my stress. and I have to deal with my stress in a healthy way so I don't go back to emotionally eating. So that's what you have to do. Figure out what triggers your stress, figure out what caused your habit in the first place, and then you can start to figure out how to heal it, to get overcome it. All right, guys. So let's talk about some common habits that affect your health and how to break them. I think I have 3 habits that I'm gonna go over today. 3 very common ones that a lot of people deal with. Um, and feel free to put in the chat what habit would you like to break? What habit, if you could break any habit that you have, what would it be? Let me know in the comments. All right. So the first habit I want to discuss that affects your health is being sedentary. So this doesn't mean killing yourself in the gym or running so many miles a week. It doesn't have anything to do with that. It doesn't mean like, work out every day or go to the gym or run or whatever. No, being sedentary is not good for us. It's not our bodies are not designed to be sedentary. They're designed to be active and move. Our body thrives off of that. It loves it. It loves movement. And it doesn't mean going to the gym. It just means, move your body throughout the day. That's all it means. Um, it's about getting some kind of movement in every day. And it doesn't have to be that you go put on your workout clothes and work out for an hour, or, you don't have to go walk for an hour. You don't have to go do a workout for an hour. You don't even have to put on workout clothes if you don't want to. It's like finding, like intentionally moving your body throughout the day, just so, because that's how you get energized. That's how your body gets energy. That's how you feel good. That's how, how we feel our best is if we are moving throughout the day. And our ancestors didn't ever have to worry about that. Like they were very active. They moved all the time. They never had to think about it because that was just part of life. But nowadays we do have to think about it because it's not part of life. A lot of us sit all day. A lot of us, a lot of things that our ancestors used to do have been replaced by machines, computers, all different things. And so we have to make sure we are intentionally moving throughout the day, so we can feel our best. And and I know this is a struggle for a lot of people. So if you can just do a few minutes, it's better than nothing. And I'm going to give you some examples of like what I mean. So a lot of times when I go make my coffee in the morning, like while it's brewing, I may do 10 squats or so while I wait on it to brew. Or a lot of times, when I go in the kitchen to make my coffee in the morning, my dog wants to go out to use the bathroom. And so I'll go out there with him and just walk around the backyard while, for the minute that my coffee is brewing. Um, you can a lot of times, like, if you're sitting down in front of the TV to watch, one of your favorite shows at night, instead of just sitting on the couch, do some movement, walk around, do some squats, get some weights and lift them. You don't have to just sit on the couch. And if you're, using that time, that TV time to move your body, you may not think about snacking in front of the TV. You never know. You may create a new habit of moving in front of the TV instead of snacking in front of the TV. Um, anytime I have like a few minutes or a few seconds, even like if I'm heating something up in the microwave for 30 seconds, I may do some movement while I'm waiting on it instead of just standing there waiting on it. There's just so many things you can do to incorporate movement, you know? Even just like standing instead of sitting. Like when I do my makeup in the morning, I intentionally stand instead of sit. I don't sit at my bathroom mirror to do my makeup. I stand there because I know that that's better than sitting there. And sometimes I'll even, depending on what I do, I'll move around, like I might move side to side or whatever, just to get a little bit more movement in. When I'm filling up my water bottle in the morning, when I'm sitting there and it's filling up, I might just shuffle side to side to just get a little movement in. I'm constantly thinking of this. Like if I have a few minutes or a few seconds that I'm just standing there waiting on something, I'll do some movement. So these are great ways that you can incorporate a little bit of movement in your day. And I'm telling you, you will feel great and you will sleep great at night. If you get enough movement in your day, you will sleep great at night, unless you have other issues going on, like, someone snoring or kids bothering you or something like that. But if you try to get some movement in, like I'm telling you, you're going to sleep a lot better. Um, so there's just so many ways you can get intentional movement in each day. So just try to do that. So the second habit that impacts your health in a huge way is not getting enough sleep. So we just talked a little bit about how you could get better sleep by moving your body. And then your body is exhausted by the end of the day and you sleep great. Um, but there's lots of reasons why we don't get enough sleep, right? And some common ones are like staying up too late watching TV. I know I've been guilty of that many times. Like you're so into a show or a movie, you don't want to stop watching it. Um, Eating too close to bed. I've done that one before too. Like, if I eat past 7 o'clock and I still have food on my stomach when I go to bed, I don't sleep as well. I notice that. So I try to eat earlier. Um, and drinking caffeine too late in the day. That is a huge one for me. Like I'll drink 2 cups of coffee in the morning, and I usually don't drink anything after that, any coffee after that unless it's decaf. Because I know, like, if I drink it too late, I will be too stimulated and I won't sleep good. So, let me know if you guys have ever noticed that, with the caffeine. Do you guys have to save it, like, for early or drink it earlier in the day? Or does it not bother you to drink it later in the day? Let me know. Um, so the sweet spot for sleep, there's been lots of studies done on this and everything, but most people, the sweet spot for sleep is 7 to 8 hours for most people. And I know some of these habits are really hard to break, and I'm just as guilty. I'm just as guilty as doing these. Um, I love to fall asleep to like watching a show, watching TV. I love falling asleep to the TV. But one thing that has really helped me, and I've been doing this for maybe 2 years now, is wearing those blue light blocking glasses. And I have several pair, probably 3 pair. I had some over here. They're over there where I do my quiet time. But I I put these on when the sun goes down, like at night, and that really helps me start to calm down for bedtime. So, right now it's getting dark at like 5:15 or something. So, and I'll have my whole family do this too. We put on our blue light blocking glasses when it gets dark. especially if we're going to watch TV or be on our phones or anything like that. We put on our blue light blocking glasses at night, and this really helps us sleep better. If Because we are not that weird family. I don't want to say weird, but we're not that family that doesn't watch TV at night. We do. Be realistic. We watch TV. My kids watch TV. Um, you know, we're on our phones, but the difference is we wear those blue light blocking glasses, and it really does help our sleep. I've noticed a huge difference how much faster I fall asleep at night wearing those because I'm not so stimulated. So that's one way that you can start to get more sleep, is to put on those. If you're going to be on electronics, put on those blue blocking glasses. And another thing that helps you sleep better is cutting off your eating 3 hours before sleep. Like I said, if I eat past 7, um, I just don't sleep as well because I'm too full and things are digesting, and I just don't like laying down with a full stomach. So cut off your eating 3 hours before bed. And this is going to be great for if you have blood sugar issues too. You don't want to go to bed on a full stomach if you have blood sugar issues. You want to make sure that you're up moving around some before you go to bed, but after you eat. So that's another tip. And then the coffee thing, like if you drink coffee or tea that has, or even chocolate, if you eat chocolate, um, try to consume these things no later than like 3 o'clock, because that is going to keep you stimulated, especially if if you notice that caffeine like sticks around with you longer, then you may be someone that this really affects. And then the last habit that seriously affects your health in a negative way is mindlessly eating junk food. So, um, and I kind of like snuck two habits in this one: mindlessly eating uh, and eating junk food. But the junk food isn't so much the issue. It's actually the mindless eating of the junk food. So I'm not against, you guys know, if you've been here, for a while, you know that I'm all about balance. I follow 80/20. So I do eat junk food and processed food 20% of the time, but I try to be mindful about it. I try to have intention about it, not just not have a plan, not just wing it, because then that way you're not, if you're just winging it and you don't have a plan, you're not going to be 80/20. You have to like plan out when you're going to eat your splurges and your treats and things like that. Because if you just wing it and you're like, oh, I ate pretty healthy. Well, it's not going to be 80/20. You're probably going to be more like 50/50 because we really do think that we eat healthier than we actually do. Um, and so you have to be really intentional about that. But let's talk more about the mindless eating. Um, like I said, I don't believe the whole issue is junk food. I think it's okay to consume, some of our favorite junk foods, processed foods, fast food, or whatever, 20% of the time. That really does help me stay on track. I don't know about you guys, but if I know that I can have, intentional splurges, treats, and my favorite foods occasionally, like here and there, then I'm fine. Like because I love healthy food too. Like I really do, but I also like to have, you know, dessert. I like to have a French fry every now and then and things like that. So, um, that 20% is really what keeps me on track. most of the time. So, sorry, you guys, let me get a sip of water. Okay. So, I think where we mess up is when we mindlessly eat junk food. We eat it while we watch TV, right? And or we eat it while we're scrolling social media, like while we're just looking on our phone. And this makes us eat more than we meant to, right? How many times have you sat down with a bowl of popcorn or a bag of chips or whatever it is, a thing of cookies, and you were like, oh, I'm just going to eat, this many. And before you know it, the whole bowl of popcorn is gone or the whole bag of chips is gone. I mean, it's because you mindlessly ate it. And then you look down and you're like, I don't even remember eating that much. Like, how did I consume all that? And how did I consume it so fast? Because you mindlessly ate it. You didn't um, concentrate on that food. You were concentrating on the TV show. And that was mindlessly eating. And that's where we get into trouble because it makes us eat more and we're not as satisfied when we mindlessly eat it. So then we even want more. Our body wants more. So don't eat distracted. I try to eat mindfully. Try to eat my meals mindfully and not eat distracted as much as possible. Now, there are times when I can't, there are times when my kids are running around and they're occupying me, or we might be out to eat and I cannot concentrate on me eating because there's other things going on. But as much as possible, I try to not eat distracted. I try to not eat while I'm watching TV or on being on my phone or whatever it is. And I focus on the food that I'm eating and I really savor it. So that's my suggestion is to really mindfully eat, which means to focus on what you're eating and really savor it. Notice how it looks. Notice the smells. Notice the flavors that you're getting from your food, and that will help you. That will help you enjoy it more, and it will help you be more satisfied. When we mindlessly eat, we aren't as satisfied with what we ate, and then we feel like we need to eat a snack or we need to eat more to get satisfied because we were distracted while we ate. Hopefully, this makes sense, you guys. Let me know. Um, and let me know, do you practice mindful eating or are you one of those people that is always distracted when you eat? Think about what that's doing. Think about how much more food you're probably consuming because you're distracted and you're not mindfully eating, and think about what that's doing to your health. If you're constantly eating 5% more, 10% more than what you would have eaten if you weren't distracted. Think about that. How much less would you eat, especially junk food, if you weren't distracted? If you really sat down and enjoyed it and mindfully ate it, you know? So that's just one little tweak you can make. I'm not saying to cut out your junk food, but like just try that, experiment with it. Like instead of eating this um, bag of chips or popcorn or whatever it is that you like to snack on at night, instead of eating it in front of the TV, sit down and eat it before that, and then go watch your show. See what a difference it makes. Really notice how it tastes and the smells and how it looks, and notice how much less you eat. Do that experiment and let me know if you do it. Um, so another thing I suggest is to help you if you want to stop eating junk food or eat less junk food, is to eat nutrient dense meals, because when you eat nutrient dense meals, you will be more satisfied and you won't feel the need to snack as much. I've found this to be true in my own life. If I eat more nutrient dense meals, which means they have essential vitamins, minerals, nutrients in them like protein, healthy fats, fiber, vitamins, minerals. If your meals are nutrient dense and have these things in them, you will not crave as much. You will not feel like you need a snack because your body will get the essential nutrients that it needs, and it's not going to be craving for other things. And this isn't just a magic wand, a thing that you can do, you know, that's going to help you just right away. It takes time. It takes time because if you've had a habit of eating junk food for a long time, your body is in that habit. It craves it. And so if you can start eating nutrient dense meals, you'll start to notice over time that your cravings diminish, that you're not, you're breaking your habit because you're having less cravings. So, just start prioritizing those nutrient dense foods at your meal times, and then you may not even want to snack as much. And like I know when I started eating more protein, enough protein, let me say that, enough protein for my needs, because everyone's different. I can't just say, "Oh, you need 100 grams of protein a day." I can't just say that. It depends on a lot of different things. Um, Activity level, your age, your weight, your goals, all these things you have to take into account to know how much protein, that you need. But I know when I started eating enough protein, I was so full, I didn't even think about snacking. Like, if I eat a good amount of protein, like several eggs or a steak or something like that, I'm so full, I don't want to snack. I'm so satisfied. So just start prioritizing those nutrient dense meals and notice how your cravings start to diminish. But you guys, whatever habit you need to work on, you have to be intentional and you have to have a strategy for how you will change it, right? You can't just wing it. Like I said earlier, you can't just wing it and be successful. You need to make a plan. You have to have a plan for how you will do it, or you won't follow through. So, being intentional about the habits that you want to break, or habits you would like to create, is really the only way to make them stick long term. And if you struggle in this area because you don't know where to get started, or you just feel overwhelmed with the idea of it, I've created a self-paced course called Cravings to Confidence. Um, and it will guide you step by step. In my Cravings to Confidence course, I take you through um, 4 realistic and easy to follow steps to help you overcome cravings and habits. And also, I help you learn to create new, healthier habits. So, in this course, you can learn how to overcome the habits that you don't want any longer, the habits you no longer want to keep. You can learn how to overcome those. And you can also learn to create new habits, healthier habits, habits you would love to make stick, right? So in this course, that's what you will learn. And I've gotten great feedback so far from the course, from the people who have bought it so far. They say it is helping. It's a great course. I need to put my um I've got a few messages about it. So I need to put that in this group and let y'all see what they're saying about it. I'll do that soon. And not only do you get a self-paced course that is yours forever. So if you ever need to go back to it or refer back to something or get a refresher course on it, it's yours forever. So you can watch it over and over and over if you want to. But not only do you get that, you get a 1 hour coaching session with me. When you purchase this course, you get a 1 hour coaching session with me to use whenever you want. So if you go through the first video and you're like, I really need help with this, I'm really struggling with this. I need help. You can make you can schedule your session then. Or if you get all the way through the course and you're like, man, I am doing great, but I really have a couple questions that I would like clarity on. Schedule it then, schedule it after the course. Um, Whenever you feel like you want to use this session, this coaching session, you can use it, and we'll go over whatever it is that you want to go over. Um, we'll get clear on whatever it is you want to get clear on. Okay. And and this course is only $97. So you get a self-paced course with the 4 steps. It's like 4 videos, 4 pillars that I take you through to help you overcome cravings and create new habits. So you get that, and you get a 1 hour coaching session with me for $97. So, if you are interested in learning more about the course, I'll put the link in the comments, and you can just click on that, and there's no obligation to buy. You can just read more about it. You can read more about the course and get a better understanding of it. And you guys feel free to DM me. If you go through that and you have additional questions, DM me. I will be glad to answer your questions. If you are on the fence about something, or you just want to know more about something that you didn't get while reading about the course, or you just need a better understanding of something, DM me. I answer my DMs. So if you DM me, I will answer you. Um, so I will put that in the comments, and you can check it out. And yeah, that's all on that. And there's just one more thing that I want to talk about before I go. So I want to know, you guys, do you like these Tuesday lives? Do you like how I have a different topic every Tuesday? Or I've also been thinking about maybe incorporating like Q&A sessions on Tuesdays. So it wouldn't be like I have a topic that I talk about like I did today. It would just be like answering your questions. So you can put questions in, and I may ask you like throughout the week or whatever, like, what are your questions for Tuesday's Q&A? And you can put in your questions. You can DM me questions. You can, whatever way you want to ask me a question, you can come on here live and ask me a question live. Put it in the comments. I could even probably, if you wanted to, you know, have you on here, like, show your face if you are comfortable. You don't have to. But I'm just thinking, like, do you guys like these Tuesday lives how they are, or would you like me to incorporate more Q&A sessions to where I can answer your questions live? Or do you want a little bit of both? Do you like this style that I'm doing now, but you also want me to incorporate Q&As? And the reason I'm asking is because this is you guys' group. This is for you guys to get support on your health journey, on what you need help with, on your unique um, challenges and things, and I want to support you how you want to be supported. So if you're not getting as much out of these topics that coming up with or and talking about, if you think you'll be getting more value out of a Q&A and you can ask your specific questions to me, then let me know. I may do a poll about it. I'll probably do a poll this week. So hopefully that sounds good to y'all. I'll do a poll and see if you guys like it the way it is, or if you want to do Q&As, or do you want a little bit of both, like a mix of both. Um, I'll take a poll this week in the group and see what you guys want. Um, because I want you guys to get the help that you want and the support that you need. Okay. This is your group. This is the point of this group. And so if I'm not serving you in the right way, then I need to know so we can change things up. Um, so I hope you guys found this valuable today. I know that I like to talk forever on things. I could talk forever about health and nutrition and all the things. I could probably talk all day about it, but I know you guys have stuff to do. You're busy. So just let me know. Let me know. Take the poll. Please take the poll when I put it up. Um, and I will see you guys next week. And I hope you have a good day. All right. Bye.